Today in group therapy, we are going to challenge your imagination by letting you conceive a story full of fantasy, adding your own part as it go down the line.
Oh, like that other story?
Oh, this'll be fun, but nothing's taboo, right? We can let our imagination run wild.
Let's start with Cyril
That's
this
right.
time.
We will begin at the end of the line. Cyril, please try to control yourself and cover your mouth when you cough.
I did. You had a cough before, too.
But I turned my head and covered my mouth.
Well.
You understand how this works now. You take up where the other fella leave off, and Cyril will begin.
Oh, this is just out of the clear sky. Anything goes. Well, okay. Well, there was this little boy named Tommy, and he lived out in the. Well, yeah, it was kind of the boondocks, you know. He lived in the southwest, and there was lots of scrub brush and little hills covered with tumbleweeds and all. And he used to play on these little hills across the road from his house. And he was running about one day enjoying his usual games. Please be quiet. And suddenly a golden light appeared in the sky and began to shine brighter and brighter as it descended toward him. He was afraid but fascinated. He stood rooted to the spot until this golden object came to rest right at his feet. And it turned out to be a great golden bird. The bird didn't speak, but it had a little rubberish seat on its back, which looked very enticing to the boy. And out of childish curiosity, he sprang upon the rubber seat, and then the bird took off into the sky, the great golden bird, higher and higher into the sky until soon the earth was but a mere dot below him. And this kept on. The breezes were blowing on the boy's face. He felt exhilarated. And soon they passed through the great magic veil, which carries you into magic land so that you can breathe and do your normal processes without the earth's oxygen.
What's it called?
And so he continued this journey until suddenly the bird landed in a strange, mystical country.
Time, not plot.
Yeah, Plonk. Hey, that's a good stopping place.
Here. I start right there. Okay, well, he landed in this magical, mystical place. And anyway, he landed in this beautiful meadow. You know, it was dewy and wet with dew. There's a real bright, brilliant, blue, clear stream there. And it was nice and rushing. There's a little arched yellow and red bridge over it. It was really nice and pastel colored. Like Winky Land. Anyway, he walks over quite a while. He gets to this hedge. The hedge is made into this weird looking maze. Anyway, he finds his way through there. He didn't really know why he went in there, but he went in there anyway. He finds his way in, he finds his way out. He says, my goodness, that was easy. Anyway, he's walking along, and
What happened to the golden bird?
Huh?
The golden bird. Where'd it go?
Someone roasted it for dinner. Okay. And anyway, he came out of the maze into this beautiful land. It was made of these trees that were yellow on one side of their leaves and green on the other. And then this person came out, and he was shaped like one of those sorry pegs from a game. And on the bottom it was pink, and on the top it was purple, and he had a green hat. Anyway, he told the boy that this was, that there were certain dangers here, that, he was glad to see anything, but there was lightning. There was this place where there was lightning that could strike you into blackness. There's a deadly canyon that could suck you in, and you'd never be seen again. And there was a hot place that if you stepped on it, it would melt. You would melt into a little puddle. And the stream widened into this huge lake-like thing on the sides of a big forest and banana trees and stuff. But there was a big whirlpool in the middle. And it was too wide for a bridge, and you couldn't swim across, of course. So they said after all the dangers, there was a lot of good things there, too. There was weird mountains that would flip over. Like when you said a magic word, the mountain would flip over.
Time!
Okay.
Oh, this is fascinating. Here, it's up to you now, Valerie.
Oh, goodness. Well, he was just really dumbstruck by all this. He didn't know what was going on, and he walked a while, and he came to this little thatched cottage, and hoping there'd be a friendly face on the other side of the door, he knocked, and it was opened by another little peg-shaped man. And he invited him in and told him to sit down. He'd give him some supper. And Tommy realized he was so hungry now. And they brought him strawberries. I mean, the little peg man brought him these nice fresh strawberries covered with thick whipped cream and delicious fresh milk. And he felt so invigorated after he had that fine supper. And he asked a lot of questions about this place, and the little peg man said, well, you've come to the land of the games. And he said, oh, that ought to be fun. It sounds great. I love to play games. I always did. But the little peg man said that it wasn't all that wonderful because bad things could happen here, and some of the playing pieces were mean. That this particular part that he was in, he'd landed in the kind of the middle of a garden spot. We'll just call it garden land. And when he had wandered off, he went into a land called the Bippos. The Bippos, not the hippos, but the Bippos. And in the Bippo part is where the Pollyanna pegs and the sorry pigs lived. But there was other pieces living in other areas, and some of them were very fierce and mean. And so he warned him that there's no way to get out of here that he knew of. He wasn't smart enough, but maybe if he explored the whole land, he might find someone magical enough to help him get back. But he was really on his own, but he could stay there with this peg if he wanted to, but there really wasn't very much room there. It was a small cottage. And of course, this Tommy, he was a curious boy, and he wanted to explore the new land. It seemed like a great, wonderful dream.